It feels like America is inching closer to an official war with any number of different countries. So we thought we should take a look at which countries could win that honor in our brand new segment, America's Next Top Battle. First up, Iran, America's nemesis and this year's 195th most popular spring break destination. Tensions have been rising with Iran ever since President Trump reneged on the nuclear deal. And now it looks like things may be reaching a breaking point.
Breaking overnight, the U.S. is sending an aircraft carrier and Air Force bombers to the Middle East in response to a potential threat from Iran. Officials believe Iran or its third-party proxies have been planning an attack on U.S. forces in the region. The USS Abraham Lincoln Strike Group is now heading to the region.
National Security Advisor John Bolton releasing a statement overnight that any attack on United States interests or on those of our allies will be met with unrelenting force.
Wow. Unrelenting force. Yeah, that is a major threat and an intense Steven Seagal movie. Now, this threat didn't come directly from the president. It came from John Bolton, National Security Advisor and elderly Mario brother. And although he says this action is about recent tensions, if you look at his record, you'll see that for over a decade, he's repeatedly called for America to bomb Iran. And 10 years is a long time to have a beef. Like, you realize 10 years ago, there were no Marvel movies about women. And now there's one. Now, experts warn that America bombing Iran would be really bad, right? Because it could destabilize the entire Middle East. And the Middle East is already a pretty unstable place to begin with. It's like you're playing a tense game of Jenga, and then you pick the Hulk to make your next move. It's like, yeah, Hulk, I think if you pick the piece in the Hulk smash! Oh, that's why no one picks you on the team, Hulk. So congratulations, Iran. You might be America's next top battle. But don't celebrate just yet, because there's another strong contender in the race.
The U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says all options are on the table, including military action, when it comes to handling the unrest in Venezuela.
The president has been crystal clear. Military action is possible if that's what's required. That's what the United States will do. We want the Venezuelan people not to have interference from any country, whether it's China or Russia. You now have Iranians on the ground in Venezuela. The United States wants all other countries out of this nation.
You know what I love about America? Is that it's the only country that's willing to meddle in Venezuela to make sure that no one meddles in Venezuela. Like, America reminds me of that guy at the bar who sees other guys hitting on a woman and is like, hey, guys, back off. Can't you see she's not interested? Hey, I'm sorry about all these douchebags. You wanna get out of here? So, will America's next war be with Iran or Venezuela? Well, it might be neither. Because right now, Donald Trump is threatening another war over trade with China.
Trade trouble this morning. The president threatening to jack up tariffs on Chinese goods and add new tariffs. Trump threatening to increase tariffs on $200 billion in Chinese goods to 25% from 10%. Starting this Friday, and he warned he could tax nearly all of the roughly $500 billion of Chinese exports to the U.S. The Wall Street Journal reporting China is now considering pulling out of those talks.
Yes, 2 days before China was coming to negotiate at the White House, Trump has jeopardized everything by threatening a new round of tariffs. And his argument is that he's doing this to punish China for taking advantage of America. But the truth is his tariffs are going to hurt American consumers first. So this is a weird tactic, you know? It would be like if Braveheart was like, if we want to defeat the English, we have to stab Gregory. You'd be like, wait, what? Why me? Be like, don't worry, Greg, it's a tactic I learned from Art of the Deal. Now be a good lad and hand me my Starbucks cup. So who's going to be America's next top battle? Iran, China, or Venezuela? Well, with President Trump in charge, I wouldn't be shocked if it ends up being all three.